Tony Wu, che è co-founder e CEO, quindi amministratore delegato di MintScraps, che è un'applicazione online che consente alle aziende e ai ristoranti di registrare e analizzare i loro rifiuti alimentari. Per ora è un'applicazione diffusa negli Stati Uniti. Io volevo chiedere al signor Wu come è nata l'idea e soprattutto il bisogno, cioè se sentendo lei ora gli altri relatori, le altre esperienze italiane, se il bisogno era simile o se c'era una declinazione particolare per il mercato americano.
Good evening. To answer the first part of your question, where this idea came from, well, in the U.S., the industry generates over 36 million tons of food waste on an annual basis. And this is equivalent to throwing out $165 billion worth of waste in landfills. When this waste gets buried in landfills, it emits methane, which is 21 times more potent than CO2, and it harms the environment. It's food that could have been put back in the mouths of people who need it, as other people have mentioned on this panel. And it impacts the business's bottom line. Restaurants are a large contributor to this food waste, and unfortunately, restaurants have no reliable way or data to know how and why literally so much money goes into the trash. And when they do this, they put this food waste in the trash, they're paying double. They're paying for the ingredients they purchase but fail to use to prep the meals. And they're paying again when they put this food waste in trash, and the waste hauling company comes to pick it up. They charge them a fee each time they pick it up. They're charged by number of pickup in some places, or they charge by the pound. So it's almost like it's double tax. Mm-hmm. What we do is we help them save on both ends. And the way it works is we employ sensor technology in kitchens that automatically collect this data to help restaurants determine how much is being thrown out by weight, what type of food is being thrown out, and when it's being thrown out. All this data is made available, is sent wirelessly to the cloud, our software for analysis, and it's made available via our web and mobile app. So this app then tells the customer how much is being thrown out by weight, what type of food, by vendor or supplier, and then it tells them how much it costs over a period of days, weeks, or months. And if they change their course of action, how much they could potentially save. So this is a very good educational tool because sometimes restaurants may not realize that these little things add up to be a great financial amount. And then we also do analytics to show them how they compare to other restaurants. If they're in a chain, am I doing worse or am I doing better than my sister restaurants in my same group? So this idea came from, so I have a background in technology. So like Mr. Nicola, he wanted to bring his IT skills to his product. So I had a strong passion for the environment. And I saw this as a big issue in the US, so I wanted to come up with a solution that combined my skills with my interest, and seeing how food waste was a triple bottom line approach to doing business, it resonated with my values and what I wanted to do. So that's how I started out with this solution. To answer the second part of your question, from what I've seen in Europe in general, it seems like there's the technology to divert food waste from landfills seems more mature in Europe versus the US, because in the US just now they're starting to pass laws requiring states and cities to recycle food waste, to compost it, to get it out of landfills. But unfortunately, we're a little bit behind because the infrastructure to do that isn't available yet. So even though the laws are there, the laws are being pushed back. For example, in New York, they just passed a law requiring businesses that generate a certain amount of food waste to recycle it by July of this year. However, it's likely that it's going to be postponed because there simply isn't enough facilities or infrastructure to allow for the recycling of that food waste yet, unfortunately. My understanding is that in Europe, that technology is much more mature. It's already there. So it's much easier for business to do that in Europe than in the US.